business, how would you describe it?
It is a abstract representation of self. It is a textured self-portrait of multiple items and colors and magic. And I say magic because I'm creating fabric out of a piece of string. And I don't know where the ideas come from, but they come out of my brain. And so, yeah, that's what I can say.
That's so beautiful. That was so lovely put. And I think like one of the, main questions, especially with everything that's been going on in the world, especially 2020 has been like a huge ride. I'm curious as to how like COVID as well as the BLM movements have kind of shaped your creativity. Did it change it at all? Did it change the aesthetic? And more so as a business owner and as a Black business owner, the effect that had on you?
So I come from the Southside of Chicago, Inglewood, and I want to say that it empowered me more when everything was going on, because I just wanted to get out there and help in any way that I can. So one thing that I really, a little backstory on me. My great uncle was a part of the Illinois chapter Black Panther Party. And my great grandmother was a crochet artist. And the key thing is I never met any of them, but a lot of the qualities that they had, my family was like, oh, like we noticed that you have those same qualities. And so it's the mixture of me, my love of art and my love of community. And so one thing that I did do was I joined a nonprofit Christian coalition activist group called Urban Reform in Chicago. And I was the creative director with them for a while. And it just helped me utilize my art and my craft and my love of vision and creating to showcase the beauty within my community, showcase the beauty within our Black culture, showcase the beauty within Chicago, because Chicago has such a bad rep, right, for violence and things like that. And so I just wanted to be one of those voices that can say, like, no, I didn't come from a super clean background or anything like that, but I made something out of myself because I had to fight, but also they can do it too. And because they don't understand how to express themselves, I can do that. And I'm okay with standing in front of you and whoever else wants to talk about us or anything. I'm strong enough to say and stand in front of them and be like, this is who we are. And they're no different from me. They can change the world just as I'm trying to. So, yeah, this whole movement, it really empowered me to continue to create. But also my business grew out of nowhere, and it made me sit down and really reevaluate what was working for my brand, what wasn't working, what I needed to change, and what I needed to change. And so once I was able to figure that out because of this pandemic, that's when my following grew and things that I could not have imagined back at the beginning of 2020.
I think that's so amazing. And I think you touched on such an important topic. Throughout our interview, you have talked over and over again about self-expression and fashion being the way of expressing that. And I think this idea also of representation, seeing how you, who's come from the South Side, who's come from a low economic background, slowly rises and brings those around you up with you. I think that is so beautiful. I think that is so important. And that's definitely something I wanted to make sure to share. And I was really excited to have you on.
Oh, and then I just want to add one last thing. I know I talk a lot. But another thing was I had never saw any Black fiber artists. Like, I had never saw that a day in my life. And when I went to SCAD, I learned that I was like one of my kind. And I often saw myself as one Black person in my class. Mm-hmm. And so once I figured that out and I saw that I had something, I was like, I guess I'm the representation, you know what I'm saying? And so when you touch on representation being key, that was like, now coming back to Chicago, that was one of the things that I really was like, I want to push, because I didn't see fine art. Like, I literally would break down in tears in class because I hadn't seen fine artists that were like me or fiber artists that were like me. And the fact that I can sort of shape history and be one of those ones is amazing. And it's so inspiring when I hear older older people of color, younger people of color say how much I inspire them, it's still a shocker to me. It's still something that is a newness for me, but I'm embracing it. And so definitely I'm in it to be representation of you can make the impossible possible,
That's, I'm so glad that I talked to you. You were the perfect person for this. Like I said, y'all, like, I am in love with Chelsea. I'm in love with her work. Can you please share, like, your socials, anything, so our audience can find you? Because y'all really need to see what she's capable of.
Thank you. So my my Instagrams are Chelsea B 128. That's CHELSEA, the letter B 128. And then you can also follow me at House of Chelsea B on Instagram as well. TikTok, everybody loves a good TikTok. You can find me at TikTok at Chelsea B, that's CHELSEABEE 11. So go check that out. I am working on a website, so bear with me. But yeah, those are my social sites.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chelsea, for joining us. And thank you to our audience for listening to the Brown Breakdown.
Kind of sort of activated. Where do we go from here?
Support Black businesses. Show up and show out. Now, supporting Black businesses doesn't always have to be a form of monetary compensation. If you don't have the money, don't feel like you always have to throw your money out there. However, if you're going to buy something that's related to this one thing, it helps to put that back into your own community, to at the very least support local businesses. Because at the end of the day, it goes back to your community, and it'll be beneficial to you to see your community continue to grow and prosper. In terms of straying away from solely monetary compensation, sharing people's businesses is a must. Whether that's if they have social media, if they have a social media platform, just reposting it to your story, sending it to your friends, spreading their business word of mouth. That can be so helpful when it comes to helping another small business and another Black business grow. If you know someone who has the money, they can go and support in that steed. So I am begging you to make it your task today to go support another small Black-owned business in some capacity, whether that's buying, whether that's sharing, whether that's just following and sending them support and encouraging words to keep them going. All of it matters. So go on and do it. All right, and without further ado, this concludes this episode on We're Black in Business. Once again, I am your host, Dinah. It was such a pleasure sharing this information with you. We had an amazing guest. Don't forget to follow us on our socials. You can find us on Instagram, Kinda Sorta Brown. In our next episode, we'll be talking about schooling and segregation as we continue to dive deeper into this aspect of community. So can't wait to see you all then. Bye.